Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. If you can hear me loud and clear, put a 1 in there for me. Thank you, Solomon Horton. Welcome to the fourth quarter. Really appreciate your support. And all my other fourth quarter members, there's Jeffrey Tatter. Who else is on here? Beach of Life. Welcome back, man. I know you're happy to be back. What's up, Kamal? Yeah, Jacob Chanjay, NTZ crew, both of them is in the house. All my old heads, there's Q. I guess he's not a fourth quarter member again. A black abroad is. Which one, Q? He said, Unc, you finally hit 70,000, man. It's about time. Looks like the last video gave you a little bump. Well, honestly, man, I can't worry about stuff like that, but when your subscription count stops completely, because I know the algorithm has a lot to do with the views, but man, my subscription count stopped completely. I was on 69.5 for at least 6 months. Now the algorithm is giving me an early Christmas present because it's doing what the algorithm normally does on my channel. It's pulling old videos of mine, putting them back out there, and people are watching them. And the result is more subscriptions, more views. So yeah, I'm thankful, man. I appreciate y'all for that. We'll talk a little bit more about it. Roger, yeah, that's my partner, Roger. Yeah. What's up, Matt? Walk across America. Any new viewers and subscribers? I know a lot of new viewers checked in on that last video because we're going to talk about it. Welcome. And anybody catching this on replay, what's up, Sam? That's right, no tolerance tonight. He said congrats on 70. I do really want to thank y'all, man, but honestly, views I don't worry about. Subscriptions, yeah. When something like that happens, man, because y'all know, man, my channel is no different than anybody else's, man. These people flew past me with subscriptions. I'm like, well, what's going on? Well, whatever it is, it's been fixed. All of a sudden, I get 575 subscribers in one day. That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, but I'm happy for it. The peso is 58.84. It's been hovering around 59 and even broke another record. And that doesn't affect Filipinos, guys. They don't accept dollars over here. Hey, the Alaska Bushman, thanks for that super chat. He said congrats on 70,000. Man, I appreciate it, man. I couldn't have did it without y'all, man. This channel belongs to y'all. All of these YouTube channels belong to y'all. If you don't watch them, if you don't support them, they're nothing. That's why people was like, well, why do you just act like a normal guy? Because that's all I am. I'm not a celebrity. Okay, y'all can stop watching me at any time. And then guess what? I'm going to disappear. So yeah, that's easy to remain humble. But we always have a topic. He's going to call ICE on his Filipino wife part 2. But of course, we always talk a little bit about things that's in the news. Rest in peace to Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle. Murdered by his own son. A drug addict. And see, they were trying to tell Rob Reiner about tough love. And it was hard for him, just like it's hard for any parent, to really say no and turn their back on their son. Well, I think he finally did, and it might have backfired. But you can never do enough for your children, man. And then all of a sudden, they turn on you like that. I've got children. I've got a daughter, man. She's angry with me. You don't want to hear nothing I got to say about the divorce or anything like that. Not giving me credit for anything. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be here. I raised you all the way until you were able to take care of yourself, 18 or 19 years old. Hey, what's up, Robert Dame? Yeah, it was tragic news. And then, of course, our president, wants to, be who he is and make this a troubling statement, man. I won't even give it any credibility. But y'all can read what he said, man. This guy is really, really, he's wrong for this statement he made. What's up, Richie Rich? Thanks, man, for that interview, man. It was fun, man. I hope people can feel that. Him and Chang, man, they're hilarious. They're not showing it, but man, I laughed the whole time, man. They have a bond, they have a connection, man. And eventually it's gonna pay off. Hopefully the algorithm will pay off. He said, "Wow, looks like Tuesday's gonna be a Sunshine Shoulders and Richie Rich Abroad Day. Part 1 of our dinner at Mall of Asia premieres tonight in the U.S. at 7. Yeah, it was fun, man. But let's start out by talking about the video I made. The last video that's approaching 60,000. It struck a nerve with people. And of course the algorithm's working with me again. But my WhatsApp is full. My email is full. My Facebook Messenger is full. Either with guys who are disputing what I'm saying, or who guys are saying, man, everything you said, I went through. No longer will I get on here and explain my videos. I said what I said. But you know good and damn well, all you haters, all you people out there making videos on my back, make your own content. I did not say that all Filipinos prefer white men. I said some Filipinos prefer white men, which they do, and there's nothing wrong with that. So it was but you don't know which ones do and which ones don't. So it was a PSA for non-white men to be careful when you're on those dating sites, or you run the risk of being used. This has been my experience. This has been the experience of a lot of the people who follow my channel. Once you take them to the States, now they really show you who they are. They go after who they really want. I clearly said there's enough Filipinas who prefer black men, but they made it into something totally different. That clown in Las Vegas who's always making videos on my back, get a damn life, man. If you got a problem with me, you come to the Philippines all the time. Let's sit down as men. But all this foolishness is going to end, man. I'm going to start calling you out because you weak, man, to do that. You know good and damn well I didn't say that. And then if you're going to ask your wife, she's going to co-sign every damn thing you say. She ought to. If Merlin don't co-sign every damn thing I said after all I've done for her, she's wrong. But y'all crazy, man, with that. No good and well I didn't say that. He said, where's part 1? I made the video today. I don't have to put part 1 on there. He's going to call ICE on his Filipino wife. But it rubbed people the wrong way because now they're shaking in their boots. Is the woman I'm with? Well, it's too late. You should have thought about that before. Does she really want a white man and she's using me? I don't know. You're never going to know till you take her over there. And then I said, the men who keep their women over here, they usually don't run into that. But no, they're trying to make it out to be something else. I don't have anything about it, I don't have a problem with anybody. I don't make videos about anybody. I don't put them on blast. I don't do any of that stuff. But enough's enough, man. Make your own goddamn content. Oh, tether ass fool. I mean, I'm a human being. I get mad too, man. You know. Keep on making them old silly ass videos. And then I saw some guy in my messenger. I've been dealing with Filipinos since 1882. I don't give a damn. That's not what I said. I didn't say Filipinos didn't like black men. Y'all done got on my last nerve, man. Because y'all can't come up with content. Anything I say, you want to push back against it. Kiss my ass. Now, I said it. Hey, Southern Purchase, thanks for that super chat. Because I know he's watching, and I know all his little cronies is watching. They're going to run and take this back. I don't care. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I said what I said. You need me. I don't need you. My video got damn near 60,000. But it's just the point where I'm like, dude, can I make a video? Don't I got a perspective, an opinion? You ain't going to do nothing to me. If you saw me, you would walk right past me. But you guys want to be tough, man. You get to the point where, you get sick of it. He said the nitty-gritty touches the nerve. I've seen it a lot here in the U.S., and you confirm my suspicion. Fact. Thank you. Thank you. But they act like I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing right in front of me and what people are telling me. And 100% out of 100% of the black men who taken their woman to the States and they broken up, she's with a white man now. 100%, not 99%. Okay, that tells me a lot. That's why I make the video. I like to talk about real life stuff like that. The nitty gritty. Everybody gets tired of the same old bullshit that keeps going around and around. Oh, why I left the Philippines? Why I came back to the Philippines? How much does it cost to live here? You ain't gonna learn nothing from that. He said, one thing I have learned living in this world, people hear what they want to hear. That's right. They misinterpret everything I say. Just to have an excuse to write an old nasty email or message or make a stupid video. I said what I said. Okay? It's too late to wonder whether or not you got the right one. Okay? No, I'm not mad. This is my passion. Dude, you can't tell me what to do. These people have been on my back for 5 years and more. Okay? Don't tell me how to react. It'd be different if you just sit down and, discuss with me what your problem is with me. But keep all them sneak attacks and stuff like that. But don't tell me what to do and how to react. You're not going through it. That's y'all's problem. Don't tell me what to do. I'm 62. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to continue to live my best life. But I just wanted to talk about that video and how it touched the nerve of people and they heard what they wanted to hear. Not what I said. Okay? That's all I'm saying. But yeah, let's talk about this. Because I'm going to step on some more people's feet. The next time one of you cocksuckers run up on me bragging about the woman you got, you don't know what you got. You think you got a gold, man. You done stepped on a landmine. Because you too much in a hurry. You done lowered your standards really subconsciously. Always talking about there's no good women at home. But then you come overseas and start dating and marrying no good women. Married women. See, I left that off my list. Okay? Coming over here, getting involved with married women. Bar girls. Not just the Philippines. I'm not picking on the Philippines. I said traveling overseas. Brazil, Colombia, the DR, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. Because your picker's broke. You don't know what constitutes a good woman. It's time that we take some personal responsibility. Own up to our part in all the madness. Quit blaming other people. Single mothers with multiple children. I'm not talking about one or two. There's guys over here with women with 4, 6, 7 children. Okay? Make that make sense to me. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. Inexperienced, unattractive, unwanted, even by the local men, but you walking around bragging about it. Like you got a damn piece. That's all we talking about. I'm going to bring it. I don't play that stuff. If y'all want that foolishness, go on them old weak-ass channels. I watch the same channels y'all do. That's why I made my channel. They're not talking to me. They're not even talking to you. I don't understand their language. Foolishness they talking about. I mean, like, this ain't the Philippines where I'm living. That's all. Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate y'all and the support. Shout out to Blizzard Abroad. Shout out to Richie Rich and Chain. We need to start supporting these channels, man. Because they're speaking our language. All that old Jolly Rancher bullshit, man. And these women over here ain't teaching you nothing. Y'all put all y'all support, all your money and all of that behind them. But then when you find yourself in a jackpot situation, who you reach out to? Us. Make that make sense. Okay? Make that make sense. What's up, Raymond? But yeah. All in search of a traditional woman. When you don't even know, well, our definition of a traditional woman is not what a traditional woman really is. What we want is a sex slave and a damn housemaid. That's what we want, a submissive woman where we can come and go as we please and run all over top of her. Because you don't really want a real traditional woman because you don't know, you're not a traditional man. You couldn't handle a traditional woman. You'd say she was trying to henpeck you. Tell me if I'm lying. I was talking to a Richie Rich. He knows a guy that came over here. We wasn't talking about the same guys. Because I know a guy that's with a woman with 7 kids. He knew another guy with 7 kids. That has a girlfriend with 7 kids. And see, they'll get the wrong message there. I made it clear on the video. There are beautiful, intelligent women overseas with traditional values. We just don't end up with them. That's all. If the shoe fits, wear it. Hey, Southern Purchase, thanks for that super chat. He said, I feel for your friend who has to see his ex and new man every day. How would you handle that, Cal? See, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't. I'd move out. He dealt with it for like a year and a half. There was no ice, though, when he was dealing with that shit. Okay, this dude that I'm talking about is a real good guy. And I don't really get into it, but he messaged me. I don't get on her making up stuff. I don't have to do that. And he says she's not keeping up her end of the bargain. She agreed to certain things when they signed that 10-year green card because when she comes over, whether you marry her as a K1 and they get on the green card, that's a conditional 2-year green card. Then you've got to remove the conditions and apply for the 10-year green card. Well, there's conditions in there. There's stipulations in there that she has agreed to. And if she doesn't live up to them, that's grounds to send her back. Don't just lay down. Don't just lay down and let them women run on top of you because they take it for granted. When we pull them out of the mud and take them to America and give them a new life, they take it for granted like it's no big deal because they see it every day. No, it's a big damn deal. You know, it's the least you can do. Show me some respect. Do what you say you're going to do, and we're not going to have any problems. Yeah, there's Blizzard Abroad. Support him, man. If we would, we accept stuff over here that we won't accept at home. All this red pill stuff y'all talk about. Then you come over here and become, a new wave wimp. That's what you become. All them alphas that talk all that shit over there, when they come over here, they wimps. They wimps. Yeah, hit the like button, man. Appreciate that. Lions Den Daniel. Talking about moving the goalposts. You have no goalposts over here. That's why you come here, because there are no standards here. And you know that. I messed up today. I meant to say blind in one eye and can't see out of the other. That's what my mother used to say. One of them old school sayings. Crippled, paralyzed, ostracized, on walkers, canes. Okay? In wheelchairs, because you know there's no standard here. If you got a pulse, if you got a pension, you own, man. That's all it takes. Okay? That's all it takes. He said 7,000 islands and 7,000 goalposts. Yeah, we done uprooted the goalpost, Mike, and thrown it out the window. There is no goalpost. There is no standard. Like I told you, those airplanes are looking like Noah's Ark. See that? Y'all missed that. 2 of every kind of food on there. They're coming over here in droves. And then they want to blame somebody when the shit don't go right. When it blows up on them because you done stepped on a landmine. You blew your life up over in America. All you're going to do, because if nothing changes, all you're going to do is come over here and blow yourself up again, a second time. Yeah, he said, you don't even need a penis, Mike. You don't even need a penis. Yeah, I forgot to mention this, man. Thank you, W Secrets of Success. He said, rest in peace to Mr. David Campbell. He passed last week. Yeah, it's just another reminder, guys, to live now. Because there's no guarantee. I say it all the time to some people who didn't make it today, who deserve to be here, probably more than me. Yeah, Blizz got some good topics, but people don't follow him. What's up, Raymond? We always bring the fire, man. Because this is stuff that y'all can relate to. That's why. Okay? That's all it is. I'm one of the few people, man, trust me, that even look like you on here. That's the more reason you should support it. I'm speaking your language. Yeah, David Campbell, man. That's crazy. He said, bro, I'm going to build my assets up before I look goofy trying to impress women. Well, remember, we're trying to attract women. We're trying to impress men. He said, good morning, everybody. What's up, Joseph? This is a good guy. He got a lot of information up there in Angeles City. Matter of fact, a lot of guys up there. He said, I didn't know that. Yeah. I just heard about it. I believe W Secret to Success. Somebody told me. It might have been W Secret to Success. He said, rest in peace, Rob Reiner too, but he lived a good life. Yeah, but he was still in good health, man. He looked good for his age. That's good living, man. But to be killed by your own son, that's Omri, man. These old, he would be what? Is he a millennial? Or is he a Gen X? I get them mixed up. Those spoiled, Imagine the life he lived, but because he wants to get strung out on drugs and, basically trying to, bring the whole structure down on top of everybody, and finally Rob and them pushed back and said, no, he's going to kill them. You got to be a certain type of individual to kill your parents, number one, but then to stab them to death, man, you rotten to the core. They ought to give your sorry ass the death penalty. Okay? You know, they just keep pushing the damn button on the electric chair, even after you're dead. Hey, Yasharila, Asa Israel, man. Thank you for that super chat. He said, beloved, bro, you're corrected. Send her back if she doesn't keep up with her bargain. And yes, anyone should call ICE. Big bro, you're always right. Well, I'm not always right. He brought it to my attention. You know, this is a hell of a ace in the hole for you guys. Especially with Trump in office. Yeah, you want to act stupid? The first time you run off, I'm calling ICE. Okay? Now, we're baby boomers. Yeah, Rob's life was stolen from him. He didn't die. I mean, that's terrible, man. Somebody had to die first. He couldn't have killed them both at the same time. So you got to watch your wife get killed. You can't overpower him. Don't tell him what he was on some type of foolishness. What's up? Julius Caesar. I know Juice is on here. I missed him. What's up? Yeah, 78. He said, what's this channel about? It's about men living their best life, man. No matter what quarter you think you're in. We all in the fourth quarter. It's about men not being fools. Taking personal responsibility for our lives. Quit blaming other people. Owning up to our part in this madness out here. That's what it's about. Becoming better, stronger. So you can attract the things you want in life, man. You know, you attract things in your life. That's how they come. They don't come any other way. So if you're wandering around out here like a knucklehead, you're going to attract a knucklehead woman, which is what we're doing. Uneducated, unemployed, just downright poor. Somebody else's wife. They don't even want her. Okay? I'm always going to give it to you. What's up, Elect? Because I've never talked about the women back home, but I always said I just don't like my options. I'm being real. Okay? What's up, Elect? I'm being real. I don't want to date a 60-year-old woman. I don't care what she look like. Because at some point she's going to be 61. It's going to start, the clock is ticking with her faster. We've got testosterone. She ran out of estrogen a long time ago. You go broke buying petroleum jelly. He said, what happened to the guy you interviewed who lost a $200,000 house in the Philippines, man? Probably back in America. He said, man, I'm late. Set a reminder and all. What's up, Unc? And the rest of the Sunshine Show's crew. Salute. Hey, thank you, Swiss Girl. I appreciate you. But here's the thing, though, what really gets me. Because I just want us to be happy, man. You know, time's not running out, but your life is. Just be happy with the decisions you make. Don't complain, because you're partly responsible if she runs off and starts acting stupid and all of that, right? You know, because Q, you're always the exception. I didn't say that. If you watch the video, I said, not only is it happening to non-white men, but it's happening to older men and men in general, because some of these women over here, you've heard the stories. They'll pretend to like a man all the while loving women. Okay, and once you get her, once she gets to where she's going, she's gonna drop you, man. Okay. See, you're talking about something totally different. You're not listening. All you're doing is listening to respond. Because we don't care. But we do care if we're going to bend over backwards, work our fingers to the bone to get her to our countries, because it's no small feat. You haven't done it. So you can't talk on it. You can't speak on it. You need to stay in your place, man. You're young. You're always on here with some foolishness. We don't care that some Filipinos prefer white men. We're not even talking about that. I'm trying to keep your sorry ass out of hot water. Because a lot of guys have found themselves in that predicament. It's no coincidence. These women be with black men for 4 or 5 years, and then all of a sudden, if something happens, they run straight to the white man because they didn't want you in the beginning. Okay, my feelings are hurt. But you should have told me that in the beginning. Don't make me go through all of that I have to go through, all that rigmarole to get you there. See, now you're playing games. Now I'm going to pick up the phone and call ICE because you don't even deserve to be over here. You lying. Okay, you playing games, okay? I ain't got time for it. Don't really give a damn what you talking about. We don't care. He said, who yeah? I'm not going to watch that foolishness, man. That's not boxing, man. Remember when he fought Tyson? Certain stipulations, man. Tyson would have killed him. You can't hit him. You can't use your jab. You got to use your jab and all that stuff. Ain't nobody watching that foolishness. What's up, young, fresh global travel? He says, brothers need to start reporting their Filipina if they come here and cheat. Here's a fun fact. Adultery is a felony in a few U.S. states like Oklahoma, Wisconsin, Michigan. Well, even if she doesn't cheat, if she gets over there and starts acting silly and not living up to her agreement, they're not just over there. See, we don't read the fine print. There's certain stipulations to in those visas, to approve those visas. When you sign them papers, you agreeing to a whole lot of stuff. But what we do, we just say, "I'll forget it. We done gave you a new life, new opportunity and everything. And just it's okay. Go ahead and let another man deal with it." No, you didn't live up to the agreement. It's time to go. Don't pay your taxes. Okay? And all that stuff. And see what happens. It's the same thing. You got to hold them accountable. But see, that's one thing that they're not used to, being held accountable. Hey, Rashad, thanks for that super chat. He said, congrats on 70. Tell Q to chill. I remember we had our battles last year. That video you did may get you that Tasha K moment again. You was dropping bombs. Hey, thank you, man. But, I'm just telling you the truth. What I'm seeing, living, and experiencing. I don't make videos for people to agree with them, Rashad. You know that. But if you can relate, good. But guys act like they stupid. They don't relate. They're always the exception. Oh, it don't just happen to black men. Okay, I said that. Sometimes it happens in reverse. But I was talking about black men because that's who was contacting me, telling me they're having problems. They're black. And every last one of them now, their ex is with a white guy because they wanted a white guy in the beginning. Duh. Okay? He said, Q not trying to compete. Yeah, but he's always got something to say. And I don't knock Q. I like Q. He's a contributor to my channel. But he's always got some foolishness he's talking about. He don't think it all the way through before he types it. We're talking about men who did all of that, went through all of that waiting and all of that money, and because it's not cheap. to bring a woman over there. Okay? It's not cheap at all. Only for her to be on some bullshit. Okay, I'm calling Trump. He said all this tough talk about foreigners in the U.S. not acting right can all just go away overnight if the politics change. Don't count on the government to save your ass. Well, that's what my video is about today. We got to take some responsibility in choosing these no good women that we end up taking back over there. Okay? That's all I'm saying. I'm saying the same thing you're saying, Mike, with this. That's what my video today was about. You wouldn't have to call ICE. Okay, if you throw your damn pick away, okay, guess what? Here's a guy, I'm not going to say his name, but you can look under the comments when I said to support my channel, blah, 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 right? He puts under there, I'm only talking to suckers on the video. He said, but no disrespect, I'd like to meet John's ex-wife. And I'm like, dude, she's already married and in the States. Throw your pick away. See? They're not even watching the video. You don't know how to pick a woman. You're always picking the wrong one. John's ex is already been swooped up by John too. He looked like John. He just got a long ass beard. Okay? She's already in America. Hey, Q, thanks for that super chat. He said everyone thinks they're the exception and begin to think they're special and want to bring them back only to find out it was never real. That's true. That's true. Because we say there's no good women at home, but then come over here and date and marry no good women. We don't even give it time to marinate and find out who you marrying. A guy messaged me last night and we've been going back and forth. I'm trying to help him. He's only been over here one time. He said, hey, how do I know if she likes white men? I said, well, you'll never know until you bring her over there. And he wants to know about a private investigator. I said, they don't work over here in the Philippines. You your own damn private investigator. You better start vetting these people. He only been over here one time. Come back a few times. Okay? Make sure she says she's who she says she is. At least, as far as you can reach, you know what I'm saying. You never really know people 100%. But we're already talking about getting married and bringing them back over there. And you're going to end up getting in trouble. What's up, Raw Digital? He says, good to catch a live. I love the channel, Cal. Always informative and very entertaining, too. I'm always catching a laugh when I listen. I don't mean try to be funny, man. It just be that way sometimes. He said, Trump would be glad. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. This is the wrong time. If you're a Filipino, Dominican, Colombian, Brazilian, whoever, and you over there acting up, they're gonna come knocking. Because Trump's trying to break that record set by Obama. He said, call Tom Holman. He said, Cal, we're calling ICE work. You signed the paperwork to bring them over and 10 years financial support. Yeah, but you don't understand. She's got certain stipulations and requirements that she's agreed to also Secrets of Success. And one of them is sharing bills and responsibility in the house. Being a real wife. If your woman over there, listen guys, I'm going to save somebody today. Okay, you better do it before the 5 years is up and she becomes a U.S. citizen, then your ass is out. Well, as long as she's on that 10-year green card, if she starts not wanting to give you sex, okay, and all that other foolishness that they try to do over there once they get over there, listening to them old Sally's that's been over there forever, you can send her back. There's certain things she's required to do. Number one is to have a real marriage. Well, if you're in a real marriage, you let me blow it out every now and then. It's not all on us, W Secret to Success. They've agreed to some things too, because guess what? They got to sign the paperwork too. Not just your signatures on her. Hers is too. What's up, Juice? He said, trust me, next pet suddenly have courage to fly out and bring their own woman back because they feel the current environment is favorable. Well, they're not leaving. Yeah, we're always one election. It's all going to change, but that's why I said right now, Blizzard, if they get to acting up, this is a good time to have that ace in the hole. Even if you're not a Trump supporter, even if you didn't vote for Trump, you're like, well, okay, he's on my side this time. Call Trump. He said, Unc, I remember that dude was so bent out of shape when his Dominican wife left him after the visa. He actually went missing and made the news. That K1 hustles worldwide, Unc. Real talk. It is. But when you talk about it, everybody's exception. It's not going to happen to me. He said, John's ex, damn, girl, that was fast. Not really, though, Mike, because honestly, here's what she did. They got a tradition over here, and she lived up to it. Of waiting a year after your husband or boyfriend died. She did do that. Now, whether or not she was chatting behind the scenes with somebody or not, I don't know, but no one ever seen another man until that year. Now, you got to realize John died in 2022. So it's been over 3 years ago. Yeah, John 2.0. Yeah. He looked like John. She's one of those women who prefers white men. And she don't care what he looks like. Do you got a pulse? Do you got a pension or a good job? And are you white? Because John might have looked better than him. And he's got a long ZZ Top beard, but ZZ Top's beard was kept, and looked good. This guy just got an old, it comes down to a V. I'm like, well, she got a type that she likes. No, it don't take no 10 years to become a citizen, dude. Come on now. That's real simple. It's 5 years. Unless they changed it. Okay? Nah, it's not no 10 years. Yeah, because we don't care. He wanted John's ex. I don't want to go behind John. See, what I don't know won't hurt me. But the guy who put that comment in there, I'm like, dude, you saw her with John. It's not like, I've never seen Merlin's ex. She showed me on a picture, but, I don't know him. What I don't know won't hurt me. But hell, you saw John living and breathing on the woman. I don't want to go behind John. He said, they ain't acting. I know right now there's a lady that got 2 kids by a guy who happens to be white, and she likes dealing with black guys. It goes both ways. Keep your head on the swivel, guys. Yeah, it does, but me and Swiss Girl, we don't even want help. All we want to do is argue and push back and say you're wrong. We don't want help. We don't want to talk about. All of us are in the 8,000 mile club. If you're trying to come over here, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, all these places, Indonesia, we should be putting our heads together, sharing information. But they don't do that. They don't want help. Everybody wants to be the exception. Okay. Excuse me. Well, it's not so much that he wanted the sloppy seconds, he didn't know John. The other guy knew John, though. He watched the channel. You know, I don't want, okay, because I've done it one time before when I was in the service, but I was young and I was dumb, man. You know, it didn't bother me that I was, 19? I don't even know if I was 20 yet. When the guy, he was a Marine, I knew who he was. I knew him and his woman. I knew them both. You know, and then, but he went off to drill instructor school. Well, the woman started liking me. Well, I'm young. I just want to knock boots. I wouldn't do it now. I wouldn't do it now. Because my imagination is a whole lot better than it was then. What's up, Richie Rich? He says, the bottom line is, if you don't vet carefully and you choose the wrong woman because you're in a god-awful rush, you're going to get exactly what you deserve. Stop wishing for the best outcome and vet for it. There's no better words could be spoken, but this is what we're not going to do because subconsciously we've lowered our standard. We just want a younger woman. We don't care what the background is. And you say, well, Cal, how do you know that? I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. We just want somebody younger, but we don't even care really that she doesn't have an education. She doesn't have a job. She's just downright poor. Has nothing to offer you. Even the local men don't want her. But we don't care. What's up, Greg? So we end up, in a jackpot situation, and then we want to blame everybody. You got the ice on speed dial. You probably carrying around an ICE business card. ICE ain't gonna save you, man. Like Beach Your Life said. Yeah, these guys, they come over here and your marriage blew up over there. Nothing's changed. You haven't changed yourself because you're blaming the woman. You say it's the woman's fault. And she's saying it's your fault. So neither one of you work on yourself. You just go out and get another partner. Well, the same thing's going to happen. That's insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over again. You haven't worked on yourself. Work on yourself. But try to find out what happened to the marriage. Why did it break up? Was it me? What did I do wrong? But men, we're so stubborn. We won't admit that we're part of the problem. It takes two to tangle. He said, Calvin, what happened to that guy who wore a captain's hat and was broke? What's the update on him? Probably broke in Canada. I think he went home. Take care of them. You can't live over here with no money. You can fake it. You can try to fake it till you make it, but yeah. Even though I like Jim, I don't have a problem with Jim. He wasn't going, with that game plan he had, no. It wasn't going to work. Yeah, the next pet is real. I gave you the next pet, but they don't want to listen to that. They act like the next pet isn't real. That he don't want your woman when you bring her over there. See, that's why I call him the next pet. He wants the next man's woman. He probably don't even have a passport. He's certainly not going to get on a plane and fly 20 hours and spend all that money. He lets your dumb ass do it. Okay, sometimes they working in cahoots with each other. They've already set it up. And your dumb ass don't know it because you done got whipped. But he waits for you to bring her over there because they know eventually somebody's going to get in her ear. What are you doing with that old man? I can treat you better than him. You're wasting your life. Then they start lying about you to her once she started working and stuff like that. But we don't want help. We don't want help. He said they found him, though, but he was heartbroken. I had a cousin that was around before I was born. He brought his Vietnamese wife back in the 70s after the war. A couple of kids later, she ghosted him. And honestly, though, it really has nothing to do with the woman being, scandalous or whatever. A lot of it has to do with the cultural differences, man. We just can't get along. We really don't have nothing in common. And eventually it rears its ugly head, and they're not like us. They'll try to hang in there for the kids and all that other foolish pride and all that, because your family done already warned you. They already told you. Cal, don't go over there fooling with them women. It ain't gonna work. But you don't want to hear it all. Y'all just hate us. No. Sometimes they right. Sometimes we don't even need to be coming over here trying to live and marry and have children and stuff like that. But I'm not telling you don't do it. I'm saying that sometimes, your family's right. We ain't listening. What's up, Benny? My buddy from Guam. He said, if you bring a woman back to America and get scammed, then you get what you deserve. Well, a lot of us, even though the woman stays there, we're still getting scammed. We're still getting scammed. Look at all you did just to bring a woman back over there. And look at all you're getting out of the deal. And look at all that she's getting. You can't label that as nothing but a scam. But we'll justify it. It's love. He said, W secrets to success. Well, Cal Sanders, there's always some special language that she signed when she got the visa that she needs to comply with. Yeah, if she breaches that, she's gone. This is absolute 100% facts. But we don't know anything. All you want is to bring the woman over there. You don't even research it. Before you even go for that 10-year green card, you need to sit down and talk to the woman. But guess what? They've already sat her down and talked to her already before you get a chance to. They already told her. They can help her get it whether you're there or not. Okay? They'll scream bloody murder. There's a Violence Against Women Act in America. They'll say you abused her. Verbally or physically or verbally. Trust me, man. One thing I said on Richie Rich's interview. We don't give these women enough credit. We think they're stupid. They're not, man. They're a whole lot more organized and together than we'll ever be. When I told y'all about that support group over there, it's real. We don't have a support group over here. When my wife left here in 2020, she had no job, man. She had no place to stay. It didn't matter. The support group is waiting. Let your ass come over here with no job, no place to stay. You're going to be right on the street like a bunch of them homeless guys are. See? But every time I talk about an expat resource center, y'all let these haters get in your head like I'm going to scam you. Fool, I don't have to scam you. I don't want your money. I got my own money. Like I told Richie Rich, this is 100% facts. I've got multi-millionaire friends over here now. If I needed something, they would help me. I don't have to scam y'all, but that's something we need that we don't have. Every vlogger's a scammer. Y'all listening to that stuff. Man, I'm showing you my face every damn day. You know where I live. Calvin Roach is my government name. I was naive with that. Okay? Richie Rich is not his real name. He was smart enough not to do that. So people go all back up in my history trying to find something wrong about me. I've never committed a crime. I don't have a police record. Never been locked up. Have I been a fool? Yeah. Have I been strung out on crack and, was the town drunk and all that? Yeah. But I fixed that too. He said, my brother, I was just watching all your videos in Q. Good to see you back. Hey, thank you. And this is something else that lets me know the algorithm is back to doing for my channel what it does for everybody else's and what it used to do for mine. It's pulling my old videos, putting them out there, and they're getting views. Yeah, I don't want what I don't know won't hurt me. Yeah, you gotta hold them accountable because they're not used to being held accountable. We talked about this before. Remember when I said, why do you think women keep scamming men out of their money all the time over here? Because they're not being held accountable. Even Rafi Tufo, he brings them on his channel and he basically embarrasses them and tries to get some of the money back. But what these women are doing, what a lot of them are doing, is a crime. They should go to jail, but they don't go to jail. So they keep doing it over and over and over. Yeah, she signed that. But y'all don't realize that she signed it. It's all in there. They're not going to give you, one of the stipulations is that you have to have a real relationship. You got to prove that even before you get the K1. But certainly, once you go to that 10-year green card, because that 10-year green card is no joke. Once they get that, guys, that's when you're going to see who she really is. Okay? I can give my wife credit for that. Once she got that, she didn't change, but that's when they change. If she going to change, she'll be stupid to come over there and just only be working with that 2-year green card. It's too easy to get her tossed. That's conditional. He said the next Pat and Jody went to basic training together. They were battle buddies. Yeah, but the next Pat, he's slimy, man. He's worse than Jody. He said, yeah, you damn right. Yeah, she's agreed to certain things, man. But we don't even know what she's supposed to do. Okay? I didn't do my wife because we didn't split up like that. We really split up. We had an amicable split. She wanted to go back to the States and I wanted to stay here. But if my wife would have been acting crazy over there, you don't think that I would have? Well, no, because before Trump, you didn't have no help. I'm sorry. Not when it came to these K1 and spousal visas. You didn't have no help because there was a guy in our Facebook group, I believe it was called Brothers with Filipinas or something. Well, I'll be damned, the woman wasn't there 1 week. She didn't even stay there a week with him and ran off. But he was trying to call Homeland Security and everybody. They was like, oh, sorry, buddy. And she's still over there. That had to have been over 10 years ago. He said if you married a woman in less than 5 years and haven't lived together for at least 3 years, you're already on the wrong path. Well, hell, who did that? If you're married to a woman in less than 5 years and haven't lived together for at least 3 years, yeah, well, this is what I was trying to give the guy the information today that I give to all you guys about these damn long distance relationships. They're not real. That's insanity. For you to have a relationship or so-called relationship with a woman that lives on the other side of the planet. You know, that's a mental health issue, man. It's impossible. And you both go to sleep chatting with each other and y'all think that's cute. That's insane. And you sending all your hard-earned money over here to her and she ain't doing nothing. Well, what? Give you a peekaboo every now and then? That's what she's doing. Come out of the shower and, oh, my towel fell off. And wiggle around a little bit and then go back in there and get dressed. That's what you're paying for. Insanity. Hold on. But y'all don't want no help. Y'all keep doing it. Okay, if you're going to come over here for 2 weeks, come over here. Have the best 2 weeks of your life. And then if you come back again and y'all still have a bond, and you come back again like that, but it's a script, man. Who else told you on here that it's a script? Name all the top bloggers that y'all listen to and y'all follow, give all your money and support to, that told you there was a script being played on your dumb ass when you come over here. But I'm not a dummy. It only took me 2 or 3 women to figure it out. Every time I came over here, it all worked the same way. She met me at the airport. We had the best 2 weeks of my life. We went back. We're boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm sending my money back in a long distance relationship. That's the script. That's the script. But y'all think that the script ain't real. It's a script, dude. And he said, my girlfriend says she likes white guys, but I know in her heart she really likes Filipino men, which is true. And I always say this, you know, they're no different than any other race. White women really prefer white men. Black women prefer black men. 92% of all married black women have a black spouse. It's even higher for Filipinas. But if she's going to date outside of her race a foreigner, some of them prefer white foreigners. Okay, what's the big deal? You prefer a Filipina, otherwise you wouldn't be over here. There's nothing wrong with having preferences. But it's when you start lying and start playing games and get me involved in these old jackpot situations, because they're not showing you any attention online. You really want a white man, but they're not hitting your notification bell. And you tired of waiting because you on a mission. Your family's put you on a mission. You got to get over there, girl, and get a job so you can start sending money and stuff back. Ballot buying boxes back and stuff like that. Okay? They have a role to play, man. That's what I didn't understand about my wife. It didn't take me long, but when I realized it, I stopped being mad. I was like, well, her mission wasn't complete. When we showed up over here, man, in December 2018, I'm sure her mother looked at her like, are you a damn fool? What are you doing over here? And then when she said, oh yeah, he's stressed. He needs a break. Her mother probably laughed. Right? Say, yeah, well, you better get your ass back over there. Ain't nothing over here for you. And she treated it like a vacation. And 6 months later, she was gone. Because her mission wasn't complete. Y'all guys are coming over here acting like these women aren't on a mission. Because you don't know nothing about the place over here. They don't want you, man, for just you. There's something that you got to offer. I mean, how simple is that? Why is that so hard to understand? Even the best relationships. So all those guys who want to make videos and stuff, even your woman wanted you because of your opportunities that you represent. Not because you're so attractive and so intelligent and all of that. I mean, that's not something. Why is that so hard to understand? If you understand anything else, you're a fool to believe that. Men over here that the same age they are, look better than us, have everything in common with them. So why don't they fool with them then? Why don't want to fool with some man who lives all the way on the other end of the planet? It doesn't make sense. Y'all don't give these women enough credit. They're smart. They're intelligent. Okay? They're running circles around us. But when somebody brings it up, I'm just telling you what I'm seeing in front of me. Y'all push back because you don't want to help. Richie Rich said it. He said they want the fantasy, Cal. They don't want to hear the real thing. Okay? Then quit bitching about it. Stay out of my damn inboxes then. He said, I know several bros that imported women from countries and most have failed, because they didn't take the time to know the person. There it is. Our picker's broke. We don't know a good woman if she slapped us in the face. He said only one has worked due to they lived in her country 10 years before coming to America. Yeah, there's no longer a long game for Filipinas to play. They're so happy. The long game is over. The only way you play the long game is to keep her here. But there's no longer a long game. If you're going to come over here, man, I promise you, man, I don't make this stuff up, man. I've got personal friends who've only come over here one time. Only one Filipina they met. They was only here 2 weeks. They went back and filed the visa. Live in Kentucky right now. Okay? I'm sorry. He said, oh, Moonshine's ex only requires a pension and a pulse. Well, they all do. It's not just him. Man, all you got to do is come over here, man. Y'all think I'll be making stuff up. I just look at the videos. I got a favorite couple, man. They're funny, man. They're on YouTube. I mean, they're on Facebook. This guy looks like Uncle Fester, right? I mean, he's from either Australia or Britain. He's got that accent. But he looks like Uncle Fester. And she's a nice looking Filipina. She looks to be maybe in her mid-30s. He looks to be maybe his mid to late 60s. And you just see it. You know, you're like, yeah, that's what it is over here. Because I asked Merlin, I said, is that her husband? Merlin said, yeah. Okay, he said it's 3 years. I knew it's something like that. Okay. It's not long. It's not 10 years. I know that. Hey, what's up, Perry? He said, I was at your meet and greet in Lapu Lapu last year. My 3rd year here. Same girl. She's trying to tell me she can lose her teacher job. Ethical reasons if we don't get married. Oh, let's see. Well, if she were, well, I'll tell you what. Let me tell you something I do know. Okay. When I was still with my wife, we were in Iloilo. And her, well, I want to say her sister's husband's sister-in-law. So the woman was married to his brother, to her sister's husband's brother, was a teacher. But she started fooling around outside of her marriage, and yes, she lost her teacher's job. But I don't know about that. Because there's so many teachers that aren't married. And how would they know anyway, Perry? How would they know? Yeah, they're going to figure it out. They're going to figure it out. They don't want you to help them. And this is the predicament I find myself in. That's why so many people push back. And I'm like, dude, I'm just starting a conversation. You're a grown man. I don't care what you do. But the same people end up in my comments or in my email, hollering about something that went wrong. Or they disappear and you don't hear anything else because it blew up on them. Hey, Ryan the Warrior, man, welcome back, man. It's been a while. Thanks for that super chat. He said, hell, I've gotten an email typed up to ICE waiting to send. Now's the time to get back at your exes if they thought they could fool you for a free card citizenship. Thank you. I just said it. Now is the time, guys. If you're still married, she done ran off, this is the time to have on your speed down. They say, oh, man, you rotten, man. You know, man. She ain't done nothing. I did all the work. I paid everything to get her over there. Okay, all she did was sign the papers. She ain't done nothing. She's over here minding her own business. But yeah, welcome back, man. He said, yeah, but the supplemental income we send is about what a doctor makes. And thank you. Say that, man. See, that's the script. You meet online, You become boyfriend and girlfriend. She meets you at the airport. You have the best 2 years of your life. You go back, your boyfriend and girlfriend. Now you're calling her fiance. Because the minute you get in the taxi cab and leave the airport grounds, the tarmac, you get a name change. You're no longer Calvin, you're Honey. Then, your fiance, you get back home, you start sending money. They know that, and they played that script over and over and over. But y'all don't think it's real. Yeah, you ain't getting that back. Man, you co-signing everything I done said. It's expensive, man. But we don't think it is. Okay, and then my wife didn't live in Manila. Most of y'all's girlfriends that y'all chatting with don't live in Manila. So you got to fly to Manila, fly back, pay for food, pay for the hotel, okay? Pay for the medical. You see what the medical costs now? Over 28,000. I had to do that twice because one of my wife's first medical expired. So she had to do it again. You got to pay for the interview, guys. You got to pay for that ticket when she comes over here. If you're on a K1, you got to pay for the green card. Okay? When you apply for it, it takes like 18 months. They'll give her a combo card where she can work and travel. But it's not a green card. It just looks like a license or something. But all that costs. And then guess what? The 10-year green card costs. And then guess what? If she wants to become a citizen in the United States, you got to pay for that. It's a lot of money, man. Some of you guys, that's why I asked you. Can you even afford to bring her over there? And you got to be earning a certain amount of money to even bring her over there. It has to be over a certain percentage of the federal poverty level. Otherwise, you got to get a sponsor and go through all of that. Okay? Thanks for that super chat, Ryan. He says, I'm still working in Qatar. I fly back home just to wave goodbye. I'm petty as fuck. That's crazy. What's up, TJ? I saw you on here. Man, I keep forgetting that this is you. He said, I meant petty, but that last part in Prime Muhammad Ali's voice. But these are the ones you don't even want food with, Thomas. But you're right. He said they all have all kind of problems for you to fix. Papa needs surgery. Mama has thyroids, and the dog just died. They do that kind of foolishness when they first meet you, or if they think that you're not really into them. If they're not into you, because if she's into you, she knows you're going to send the money. She's not going to play them kind of games. See, I didn't know that at first, because the very first time I met the woman online, the mother was sitting next to her. Okay, this is one of the first women I ever met in the Philippines. And, we wasn't chatting no more than 10 or 15 minutes, and she said, well, yeah, my mother's got to go to the hospital. She got a UTI. I didn't even know what a UTI was. And she was like, I said, well, how much is it? And she said, like 5,000 pesos, right? Well, I'm trying to impress the woman. Oh, that's only $100. They're here. It wasn't 15 minutes after knowing the woman. And that was her mother sitting next to her. Man, look, they had put this young lady up to it. She had on the dating site, she was 22. Come to find out, when I met her, she was only 18. Okay? They know that the woman, but y'all think that y'all the exception. Y'all look, I'm handsome. 18 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy, guys, okay? If you got a pulse, if you got a pension or a job, some type of money source, you in. It's that simple. Just be happy about it. I try to have these conversations so you'll know going in what you're dealing with. You won't get blindsided. And then you can agree, okay, or not agree. But y'all don't want to hear it. Y'all just go in there, Cal don't know what he's talking about. I'm 30, I got a six pack, I'm 6 foot, and it don't matter. Okay? There's going to be some 66-year-old man that's going to come in and take that woman from you. Yeah, he had went through it before. Yeah, I know his story. He said the woman ran off. They had been married 5 years or something. They were together 5 years. He said, Rand, are you going through this? I didn't know you were married, even unhappily. Yeah. He told his story on here. He said, you got to take your brain out of your ball sack if they hit you with that one. But that's what it really is. That's where it was, though. And this is the one who used to, this is when these internet cafes was all the rage back in the, early 2000s. Like, I met her in 2009. So, she'd be in a little, basically just a little desk with a wooden panel here and a wooden panel there. There's just enough room in the back of her for somebody to squeeze through to get to the other thing. And she would raise up a top and just, show it like that. And, getting me primed and ready so when I came over there. See, y'all think that I just be on her making, I'm telling you my story. Okay. Now, if you can relate, okay. If you can't, it's fine. But I'll just tell y'all my story. I don't be trying to put people down and lying and stuff like that. He said, how about a cup of cranberry juice and a 10 peso Tylenol? Yeah. But of course, this is early in the game. I mean, she had my nose wide open. You hear me? Open. I had bought her, okay, I met her in like April. No. I met her, I came over in April, but I didn't meet her. It was the next time I came back. It was in May. Because we were together when Michael Jackson died. I'll never forget it. But anyway, I came back again. I'm going to tell you how stupid I was. I was earning good money then. I had my own insurance agency. I had like 20 guys working underneath me. Don't you know I went to the airport and paid for a round trip ticket to the Philippines at the counter? It was $3,995. The lady looked at me like I was crazy. She said, don't you know you can go right home? And I said, no, I want to leave tomorrow. I left the next day, man. I paid top dollar for economy. That's how crazy I was. I fed a whole barangay. Man. My nose was wide open, man. That's why I tell y'all this stuff. I know, I see it happening with y'all. It's the same story. Nothing's changed, man. It's still the same stuff going on. You come over here for the first time, but y'all a lot older than I was. I was 45. At the end of an old pitiful ass marriage, she wasn't turning me on. I wasn't turning her on. And then you see something like that. But you act like I don't know what I'm talking about. He said, that said, when I'm not here, I'm going to send this one whatever she asked for because she's reluctant to ask. Yeah. They know they don't have to ask. I'm going to leave that up there for a second. Because this is what I tell y'all for 5 years. You don't have a dummy, though. Mika smart. If she was asking you for stuff over and over, maybe you're going to run off. See, but this is it in a nutshell, guys. If you don't understand what I'm saying. The smart Filipinos will never ask you for anything. Because they'll know what they mean to you. And they know you're going to sin. So if you got a woman asking you, that's the biggest red flag of them all. But a lot of people aren't simps. Because, Anthony, it's guys like you that got it all together. You got no receipts, by the way. Show me the receipts that y'all got it all together other than coming online saying you got it all together. Then when you get over here, Thailand or one of those places, Brazil, certainly, Colombia and all those places, and you're doing something you've never done before. You're seeing things you've never seen before. You're experiencing things you never experienced before. We all become simps if you honest, but we can't be honest. Men, we lie about everything. We're trying to impress each other, remember? I got it all together. I'm not a simp. You can't fool me. Yeah, I got road, man, but it was something I'd never seen before. Remember the first time I came over here, I dealt with a 41-year-old woman. And she was fine as hell, I promise you. But she's the one that told me, hey, you know what? Most men your age, they deal with younger women, not older women like me. And I'm like, huh? I never knew it. I never knew anything about this place. She put me up on that. So it was still in the back of my mind because I'm staying here. I had the best, man, like I said, the best 2 weeks of your life when you first get here. I wasn't thinking about nobody else. But the minute I got back home, I got back on the dating site, and lo and behold, she was right. But now it's a 22-year-old. Everything's perfect. Nothing's out of place. No stretch marks. No children. No nothing. And you just being a man, I didn't have a chance for real. I didn't know it at the time, but I know it now. I didn't have a chance. I bought the girl a 23,000 peso engagement ring and fed a whole barangay. You said, Cal, you lying. No, I'm not. I promise you I did. She lived in a little place down in northern Mindanao called Luigan. It's a barangay of Bislik City. It's right on the ocean. So it's probably 100, maybe 100 people in that barangay. I mean, it's a, province. It's province. Because my nose was wide open, man. He was the one, to give you the magic words. You can do whatever you want to me. Huh? She said that, man. You guys, man. Yeah, thank you. But we have no defense, though. But we trying to give you the defense. We're trying to give it to them, Blizzard, but they won't. They don't want it. They're going to say, oh, man, you guys are old. And you know who I am, right? Sometimes it's so good that we can see the scam a mile away, and we're like, oh, I don't care. I want that. And we get on the plane and come over here and, we complicit in our own damn robbery. Yeah, I was wide open. My nose was wide open. I forgot to finish the story, but I came over here to Christmas. I bought her father, and I haven't seen this bottle. I hadn't seen it before or since. It was a special Christmas edition bottle of Tanduay. Because her father don't even drink anymore. I smoke because he had gotten sick. But this time I did. It was Christmas 2009. I bought him a special bottle. Oh, man. And when I got there to the province, all his friends were sitting around when I gave it to him. And it's like, oh, man, you lucky. And then one guy said, yeah, but you don't have a pretty young daughter like him. He already knows what's going on. But yeah. Yeah, I didn't... but I didn't consider myself a simp. Like a lot of you guys don't. Well, a lot of times we complicit in our own robbery. We don't even care. You're like, okay, Cal, we know it's a game going on, but look at what's in front of me. Well, if you say it like this, I'm not talking about disrespecting anybody. I'm just saying, okay, if you met somebody and you come over here to have the best 2 years of your life, don't be making all those promises because that's what they want. They need for you to make promises. Promises is really currency, your currency. They look at that as currency because they're going to hang on every promise you make. And they're going to hold you to every promise you make. They want you to make those promises. And we're stupid enough to do it. Because you know what you get. Yeah, she really did. But, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Yeah, and until I woke up, because she was the one like Thomas Marshall. Every other day she's calling me. I'm over, in America, and something's going on, her tuition, something. Every day, twice a week. I just got tired of it. And I remember when we split up, her little brother, and I'll never forget this, he had to been like 16 or something like that. He messaged me. He said he apologized because they had fell in love with me, man. I was lifting their whole family up because the father was a fisherman. And we used to have so much fun when I went there. He wanted to apologize for the way his sister treated me. That's what he said. He said, yeah, I'm older and wiser than I was in 2000, but I was a cheapskate back then. I don't know. It's just the guys who, it's what I'm talking about really today, man. A lot of us, we don't have a chance, man, when we come over here. So you try to get guys prepared for it. And they just, we'll cut off our nose to spite our face just to prove me wrong. And, I really don't care. Yeah, they don't want it, bro. Don't come up. Don't believe that. Okay. They said, good thing I found my Filipino girl in the States as a J1 student 7 years going. Are y'all married now and all that? And you still don't really know, man, but, for the most part, man, a lot of these relationships work out. We're not discouraging you from dating Filipinos. We're just telling you to be more cautious. People come over here and act like they're at home. You're not. There's a few basic things you need to know about these relationships over here. This is basic stuff we talk about on my channel. It's nothing earth-shattering. Nothing mind-blowing. This is basic stuff. This is the ABCs of what's going on over here. And you can take it or leave it alone, but you're going to pay the consequences. He said, full disclosure, I send my Filipino money. I'm not afraid to admit it. I do believe I vetted her enough, but I guess I would know if this is the right decision sooner or later. Yeah, it's the unspoken agreement, really. But the thing is, you don't have to do it. You're just a young, decent human being, really. But you're not responsible, see? And this is the thing. What makes us think we're responsible to do that? She was broke before you met her. So you're paying her for the privilege of dating her, I guess is what we're doing. I don't know. Why are we sending them the money when we don't have to? You're not married, are you? I mean, if you're married, then I can see that. But if you're not married, because now she's going to be waiting on that money. Yeah, this woman, she did put me up on game because I knew nothing about the Philippines and what goes on over here. Hey, I thought that was Booby. Who is that? What are you doing? What are you looking for? He said, salute to all the new subscribers. Yeah, man. I hope some of y'all are on here today. Really. Because I don't know what happened to my channel, man. My channel went dead. I'm talking about it just went dead in the water. But I didn't quit. I just kept going. And eventually, I guess, the algorithm reset itself or something. Because now it's it's acting on my channel the way it used to act on it. You know, I got 575 subs in one day. That's what it used to do, like once or twice a year. I'd get like 1,000 subscribers once or twice a year, every day. I mean, per day. Once or twice a year, it would start drawing off my old library of videos, putting them out there. My views for the month would shoot up. My money would shoot up. The algorithm would do that about twice a year. But for the last 2 years, it went quiet. I was on 69,500, and I've got, followers on here, friends and subscribers that'll tell you, I'm not lying, man, for almost a whole year. But Juice, I'm honest, man. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't have a chance, man. And that's why I can kind of sympathize with a lot of guys whose first time they're new to the Philippines. Remember, it's easier to say no in the beginning than it's gonna be on down the line. To these old unreasonable requests and all these old stupid wants and needs and everything. It's easier to say no in the beginning, guys, because, man, y'all just don't know what y'all up against over here. Well, he don't have to be honest. We know he's sending money. We're all sending money. I mean, he would be lying if he said he didn't. Don't pat him on the back for that, Michael. This is what we do over here. It's part of the game. Yeah, man. I hadn't heard him before or since. I love LaChan. You can do whatever you want to me. And then, I'm like, what? I'm a 45-year-old. Because I thought my machine had stopped working. My wife was not turning me on. We were in the midst of just a bitter divorce. They all bitter. She had gained all that weight. I didn't want to touch her anyway, to be honest with you. So she was doing me a favor, turning her back and all that stuff. And then you see this. I mean, everything was perfect. I'm going to tell you how good this girl looked. She was so fine to me at that time that, this is before Cebu's got like a really, really nice world-class airport now. But back in 2009, man, it was as basic as it could be. You could see, while you waiting for your luggage, you could see outside. And I see her out there, man, and I'm like, man, this is facts, man. She had 2 ponytails, braided, going down her back, and she looked so good. I was afraid to go out there. And then something just kicked me like, fool, you done made that 20-hour trip. Get on out there. Man, it was the best 6 months I ever had. It was the best 6 months I ever had, man, okay? Because that's all I could take was 6 months. Well, it just depends. What is a simp? Oh, that's subjective, man. I congratulate you. And then I feel sorry for you to say that no woman's ever had your heart. I feel sorry for you. There's nothing to brag about. You young guys brag about that stuff. You gonna tell me you never been in love before? You never been sprung before? You never had your nose wide open? Then I feel sorry for you, man. There's nothing to brag about, dude. Okay? I'm sorry. You guys are crazy. You tough guys. I feel sorry for you. If you never got butterflies. Huh? Just from thinking about the woman. If that makes me a simp, then yeah, I'm a simp. Y'all are crazy. That stuff don't impress me, man. You guys want to be so hard. They don't get you nowhere in life, man. But you lying. Good and damn well you've been infatuated with somebody. She might not have been infatuated with you. You would have simped for her. Okay? Everybody's got a woman and everybody's got a man out there. The women have a man and the man has a woman that will make you simp if you haven't simped yet. Okay? There's always somebody out there that will make a simp out of you if you're honest. What's up, Paul? He said, hey, Cal, I think once you're in a serious relationship, then you are a simp. As my girl's 49, I'm 63. But these guys are tough guys. They're hard. Okay? I don't know what they think that gets them. They're not hard. They walk around like they own the planet. Don't own nothing. You know, don't own nothing. But that's how they walk around. They're tough. There's no woman on the planet that can take my heart and all that stuff. I feel sorry for you. I don't know what you're doing. You'll get tired of beating yourself unconscious. You'll get tired of that imagination, and that damn Pornhub subscription will get expensive. Because that's all you admitting to me right there. You know. I've seen the tough guys over here in the Philippines. All the what they call them, Andrew Tates and the Kevin Samuels types, man. Okay, they're just talking, man. Okay, there's a woman out there that will make a simp out of you. You just haven't met her yet, or she didn't. She's not interested in you. Yeah, you know, you're a man. So a woman's going to have something that you can't resist. If you're not a man. We're trying to prove something to ourselves. Denying yourself is not discipline, man. That's not discipline. It's not self-discipline. That's punishment. That's torture. What you're doing. Yeah, well, you know, he said, I couldn't handle it. She said, you can do whatever you want to me. If that happens, put a fork in me. I was done anyway. When she started doing that peekaboo, and I'm just looking at this, you know, and on what, because now I got something to weigh it up against. I got my wife, my ex-wife, her breast is sagging. Her breast is where her belly should be, and her belly's where her knees should be. And then you got this young lady over here. Perfect. Everything's in the right place. No children, no nothing. Perfect skin, everything. I was done. Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm going to tell you, he said, damn, this Vietnamese salt coffee is way too much caffeine for everyday consumption. What's his name? Derek Q Adventures, man, bought me some Vietnamese coffee over here, man. You talking about strong. You got to make it a certain way. You can't just make it in a regular coffee. He gave me the little system. It's a little system that you use to make it. Man, you be high as hell. Yeah, this is the currency that women want. See, they know they got you when you start making them promises. Promise to come back. Promise to send money. They promise you're not going to fool with no other women. They promise we're going to live together when you get back. You're going to get the visa. You're going to do everything. You start promising. Because you want that again. You want it again if you're a real man. I know I was. He said, we're complicit in our own robbery. Yeah. Some guys, man, they look you right in the face and you tell them what's going to happen. They say, I don't care. Bring it on. They can't resist it. But they'll tell you that we're crazy because they never experienced it before. That's what I was talking about today. They just see the woman there, you know, they don't care the character. They don't care the background or anything like that. And we get drawn in. we get drawn in. Yeah, yeah. Finally, the algorithm gave me an early Christmas present, Frank. Hey, Sage, welcome to the chat, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's easy to say it in the beginning, guys. You know, you don't know her really. You know, you're not really worried about, how she's going to feel if you say no, because there's no feelings there. But here's what he said. He said it gets harder as it goes on. It does. It does. What's up, Cos? Yeah, I was talking to Richie Rich the other day. He's got that call in. I may try that. I'm not as how would I set that up? If somebody set that up for me, I would do it. Yeah, he gave me that. He said that's funny, as that is how I became Derek's friend, as he fed me that Vietnamese coffee and fruit on the first visit, renting a motorcycle from him. Yeah, he gave me that, man. That shit's strong, man. And I love my coffee. And I was in Manila for 2 weeks. I was gone for almost 3 weeks, man. It's the longest I've ever been. Huh? What's up, huh? Okay. I had, it's the longest I've been gone. Thursday would be 3 weeks that I was gone. And eating out every day, it did something to me, man. I really gotta get back in the gym and get back to exercising and stuff and cut. So if you come to San Carlos City, I'm not going out to eat. We'll go to the grocery store and we'll let Merle and her mother cook, man, because I'm not gonna eat out. But I was wanting to say the coffee. Believe it or not, all them fancy coffee places they got up there, give me my Nescafe Instant in there because my coffee cup is just the right size. For 1 tablespoon of instant, 2 creamer, and 2 sugar, and it's perfect. It's the best coffee I've ever had, better than Starbucks. Hey, Confident Voice Speaks, thanks for that super chat. He said, what's up, Unc? I'm out here in Guam. I know that, I think Mike's Philippine retirement is in Guam. Is he still in Guam, y'all? He's talking about how expensive it is. Let me know how expensive it is, Cos. Confident Voice Speaks. He said, this may be your season. YouTube might be pushing out this genre of content to meet demand. Man, I'm going to tell you, I don't know what it is, Juice. But YouTube was good to me. I can't complain. Especially in the early days, because the algorithm changes all the time. It really does. Because now anything with Shedeur Sanders, it's pushing that. Because I can't imagine, I'm like, why are these quarterback gurus, why do they always make videos and spotlight Shedeur? Why don't you spotlight Jackson Dart and all these other guys? It's always Shedeur because they know he's the number one Googled athlete on the planet now. And Google owns YouTube. He said, what are your thoughts on someone visiting the Philippines and meeting a career type woman that doesn't need a man's money and has no interest in coming to the U.S.? Would that be a green light? Well, why would a woman like that want to meet? See, here's my problem, Thomas, when we say stuff like that. Because there's always an exception. The only thing that comes up now would be, why would a woman want to deal with a man who lives on the other side of the planet? Anything is possible, but there's got to be a reason why she wants to deal with you, Thomas, because you have nothing in common with her. You don't eat the same foods. You don't laugh at the same jokes. How are you going to get along with her? She would really have to be the exception to the exception. This is the reason why a lot of these relationships don't work. It's not because of the character of the man or the character of the woman. You just don't have anything in common other than she's a woman, you're a man. Michael Beecher Life said, the green light for what? Would it be a green light for what? There's a reason she's fooling with you. Y'all don't understand that there's a reason she wants you. There's an ulterior motive. It may not be money. She may be a nurse that can't get the visa the normal way. There's got to be some reason why she would want to deal with a man who has nothing in common at all. Okay? Something's happened to her over here. Okay, remember when I interviewed Chang, and I hate to keep bringing your name up, Chang, but you was giving gems if people were listening. I hate to keep quoting her. This is the last time. But I was asking Chang, I said, what made you get on the dating site, and want to deal with a foreigner? She said that Filipino men didn't find her attractive. They said that Chang is a professional. She's a professor. What we would call a professor. Somebody who teaches in college. She just said, and she was even called ugly by them. She said, but foreign men find her attractive. So she said, hey, I'm going to go where I'm appreciated. So there has to be some reason. Oh, okay. He said, Cal, I'm not sure if you saw my last question I had. So you still planning to go to Australia? I'm planning to go to Melbourne, Australia next year. Well, hell, all shit didn't hit the fan in Australia. Well, they didn't have a mass shooting there. All those people got killed. And I don't believe they've got a gun problem over there, do they? But I wanted to go to Perth, Australia. Yeah, that's what she said, where she celebrated. I said appreciated. But there's a reason why, man. I don't care how much money the woman's got. There's something that's going on that you need to find out. Why a professional woman with her own money who has no interest in going to the Philippines wants to deal with you. He said, I'm a Goodwill fan. Yeah. But yeah, Chang was giving some gems if y'all were listening. But that's one of them. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of the women we end up with over here, they're unwanted by the local men. But we'll brag on it. He said, Thomas, the reason she wants you is you offer financial stability. As I know that is the big attraction a Filipino wants me. And as an older woman here, she would be alone otherwise at 46 when I met her. Yeah, because he never said how old she was, but she would have to be an older woman to be financially stable over here. Well, own money, unless she's one of these young actresses or somebody like that. Otherwise, what do you mean? I mean, because we're dealing with a peso economy, Thomas. So when you're saying a woman with her own money, what does that mean over here? Okay? That's like guys always telling me, yeah, well, my girlfriend has a business. Okay, what does that mean over here? A sorry store with a couple of strands of Nescafe coffee and cream silk shampoo hanging over the line. Okay, a house, she got her own house, what? With 4 plywood walls and a damn metal roof. We always want to be the exception. See, when you say that, I'm like, well, let me say this, Thomas. When I met my wife, my soon-to-be ex-Filipino wife, you know what she said to me? I have no interest in coming to America. See, she may just be saying that to reel you in. Because once she gets you sprung, you're going to agree to anything. Now, all of a sudden, I want to go to America. Okay? So, I don't really know if that's a real life situation you're talking about, but I would look more into it. You're not in a hurry. Just better. You'll find out. She's not going to tell you. Why are you interested in me? If you all there, you could have a lot of men over here. Because certainly women with a lot less can have any man they want over here. Hey, Rashard, thanks for that super chase. Said, Unc, let's be real. The next pet is nearby. Your lady is a fox, and the next pet would be at your door from Maryland real quick if you're deported. Absolutely. But that wouldn't be the next pet. That would just be some slimy expat over here waiting for your demise, waiting for your downfall. The next pet is in your country. He's not coming over here. He's not in the Philippines. The next pet is in America, or Britain, or France. He probably don't even have a passport. But he wants it. He likes Filipino women. He's on these dating sites. Okay? But he's saying, I'll be damned. I'm not spending all that money going over there to the Philippines, buying all these souvenirs and meeting the family and sending all the money back and forth. I'm going to wait for your dumb ass to bring her over here. Because I know a lot of the cases, it's not going to work out anyway. Or she may be willing to fool around on you. We think that, sex is no big deal. Look, if a woman's 25, 30 years old, and you're 73, and because you can't do it anymore, you think, she's not going to get it from the outside. You think because you're not interested, that means she's not interested? You're crazy. They will agree to anything to get over there. They will say and do anything. Some of them. Remember, I'm talking about the women we end up with. There's more women than these women I'm talking about. They're beautiful. They're intelligent. They're traditional. They have traditional values. But we don't end up with them. I'm talking about the ones we end up with. This is what I'm seeing. He says, my homie bought his wife to Hawaii, but brought her back to the Philippines to raise the kids off that VA check in his business. He bought her a new set of cans just for her to divorce and bounce them elsewhere. Damn. He says, we're looking for a few good women, then pick the best one that fits your style. Yeah, but we selling for the first one we get off the boat. Hey, Blizzard, thanks for that super chat. He says, I don't know when I'll make it back to the Philippines, but St. Carlos City would definitely be my first stop, Brother Cal. Come on, man. Look, man, if y'all come over here, man, I got the guest house. Beach of Life stayed there. A few of y'all stayed there before. But my thing is, the reason we have these discussions is I don't want you to get blindsided, man. I want you to know what you're dealing with. Everything's not what it appears. We think, look at these. They're just naive women, province ladies, and all that. We can just run over. They all have an ulterior motive. They all have a master plan. Your job should be to find out what her master plan is, and then, hey, if it lines up with yours, fine. If it don't, it's time to move on. See, Thomas said, find a few good women. We're hitching our star to the first one in most cases. And when you tell them, hold on, hey, let Yappy in. Now I'm gonna tell you, I've been gone so long. Yappy done got big, and he don't know me. He don't know me. Wait. Let Yappy and I can't concentrate. He's screaming. Yappy. He's screaming. He can't get in. Wait, man, I got to plug in my computer. Let's see, I bought a new uh charger for my computer. I paid 1,500 pesos for it, which I thought it was a lot, but I said, well, shit, it works. Let me make sure that's working. Yeah. So I don't have to stop my live stream like I used to. Yeah, we hook it to the first star that comes through, and we don't get to meet anybody else. Not realizing that the first one's not going to work out. It's just not, man. And it's usually for cultural reasons. Or, you just might meet one that she may have good intentions, but she's always asking. It's going to be something.
Daddy?
Yeah.
Your...
What? What is this?
Your phone is...
What? Low bat?
Yeah.
Okay. Here. Tell your mother to here. Tell your mother to plug it up. Here.
What mother to?
Yeah, tell your mother, not you.
Not me?
No, not yourself. Booby had a test today. She been on 2 weeks and she didn't miss a beat. Their own edition. But y'all understand, man. I feel so much pressure has been lifted off me, man, to give Booby that citizenship. See, once I took the DNA, man, I knew it's a wrap now. They're not going to mess that up. Okay? It was just the fact that I had to go through all of that. And I was thinking maybe my life's going to run out before I get a chance to give Booby that citizenship. And I'm telling you, man, I had writer's block for real. My creativity, man, was stunted, man. I couldn't think of nothing else. And it's no coincidence that the first video I made after getting all that done, the damn thing's almost at 60,000. But I'm just so happy that I was able to get that done, man. Certainly even before I met Gail, I would see kids over here, man. But certainly after I met Gail, he said, facts. The unicorns are not available to us. We have to sell for leftovers, which is kind of BS. Unless but it's us. It's not really them, though, Mr. Samadolfo. It's us. We're the problem. We don't want to do the work required to get the unicorns. Okay, the reason that we're dating these women right here is because we don't know what constitutes a good woman. We still got the same basic necessities. A big butt and a smile or something, a nice looking face. Nothing about the character. And we won't, like they called it, she said she wants what she called it? What did Shane calls it? She wanted the goods. She didn't really say the goods, but the first day. See, we want that the first night, and a lot of the unicorns, they're not putting up with that. The unicorns are like, you got to court me. You got to ask my family to meet me. And they're probably not online. Hey, Rashad, thanks for that super chat. He said, the wise words of sunshine fall on deaf ears the minute that pretty Filipino Latino laced them with the tune-up. Yeah, we sick, boss. LOL, no more Shirley's. I know. You're telling the truth. I'm that man. I was that sick. I was sick like that. He said, how is it bullshit that a woman does not want you? Hey, Ryan, thanks for that super chat. He said, I gave my son Atreus citizenship just in case anything bad happens here in Qatar. How you pronounce that? Because when I say Qatar, they say Qatar. Is it Qatar or Qatar? Also, he'll be treated better than American here. Middle East don't treat Filipinos well. Yeah, and then it's a struggle here. Okay, I don't care who the mother is, unless they really rich. It's gonna be a struggle here. You know, like that's why I want to get my kids, make sure my kids are getting all the benefits I worked hard for. The government isn't giving me anything. I worked hard for it. Because if you're just supporting a child over here, they're just going to live better in the province or live better in the squatter area. The mother's not going to take the money and spend it on a nice place. This has just been what I'm seeing. You know, it's just a struggle, man. I just can't leave it up to anybody else to make sure my daughter's going to be okay. You know, at some point, she'll get tired of the struggle and be like, okay, I got my passport. Mama, let me go over here and meet my daddy's family and see what I can cook up over there. Because it's a struggle, man. Hey, thanks, Mike. Yeah, I'm getting ready to get off here, too. I came on early. But, yeah, you want to give him that, man. Because, man, the struggle is really real. Okay, only colonizers say Cutter. Okay. I didn't know, TJ. He said, so how many puppies has your dog Shirley had so far? I believe she's had, let's see, I want to say 4 batches because, yeah, she said 4. So she's had probably about 10. One of them died. This last time she had 2. She had Yappy and the other one died. So we kept Yappy because Blackie ran off. I don't know what happened to him. Oh, he said Qatar or Cutter. Either one is right. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out why people got so upset on that video, on that last, not the video I made today. Because the guy's right. He said, Cal, tell your viewers, he said that if the woman's over there cheating and running around and messing up, that they're going to call ICE on it. You know, that they've got an ace in the hole. And I thought, well, you know, that's a good idea. You know, this ain't the time to be fooling around if you're an immigrant, you got immigrant status over in America. You might want to tell your woman that before you bring her over there. Because they're going to keep you in the dark. You're going to be completely in the dark about her intentions, about everything. You're not going to know anything till it happens. That's just how it is. Hey, Ryan, thanks, man, for the super chat. He said I would say I always do a DNA test, though. Citizenship ain't no joke. Treat it with respect. Yeah, I had to do the DNA this time. My children look just like me. They don't even look like Filipinos, but they were born here, so you got to do the CRBA. But this time we didn't have all the requirements because Booby was born during the lockdowns, and the embassy acted like the lockdowns didn't matter. But the very first thing the Filipino nurse said when we came in there and asked Booby's birthday was, oh, this is a pandemic baby. She knew it made sense. If people wasn't going back and forth to the doctor like they normally do. certainly in a little place like San Carlos City, where the main doctors come from Cebu, where they couldn't come here. So she didn't get the ultrasound. He said, Boo, we gonna have them lined up. You know, you never think about that. But it's, it's something I've been through 4 other times. And, you just hope that you raise them a certain way and they see something in you that will help them in their choice. But a lot of times it really don't matter. And them hormones kick off, man. Well, it would be a lot simpler, Well, not a lot simpler, but it would be a lot more sure. Okay, but they're expensive. Over here, I had to pay $750. It's not like one of these 99 Ancestry. No, the embassy doesn't accept those like that. I had to pay $750. $575 for me in Maryland and $175 for Booby. Now, I guess that has to do with, because there's no shipping, and I guess that includes the shipping and everything, because the company ships it to the embassy and then the embassy ships it back to the company. So you're saving, that's $200 right there. If you're shipping something like that. But yeah, I think if you really want to be sure, but sometimes, man, you just know. He should only catch Blizz when he goes the distance. Because at some point, across 4 to 6 hours, I'm going to wake up. Yeah, I'll be shocked sometimes when I peek in on Blizzard. It'd be like 12 o'clock, like now, about now. And then, like, I go to the gym and all that and come back, maybe 4 or 5. They still be going. Okay, Ryan, thank you. Hey, what's up, man? Award, thanks for that super chat, man. This is a good friend, man. He came over to the meet and greet in Duval. He said, Cal, this is to 70,000 milestone, just back from the grind here at the desert and about to go crash soon. Calling ICE ain't going to do shit. Once you freely give that GC green card away, it's a wrap. Yeah, it's a tough hill to climb, man, War. But with Trump in office, man, if you're really going to have a chance, this is the time to do it. Because before Trump, before ICE, you didn't have a chance, man. I seen so many guys get their heart broke like that, man. And it's crazy. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it. What's up, everyone? Yeah, Blizzard, man, be on there, man. He be having some topics too, but it's all about being responsible. People don't want to hear that kind of stuff. Hey, thank you, man. He said, Duval was a good-ass crop of dudes in general, really. Oh, man, it's the best. I'm going to say, well, it was the best meet and greet I've ever had. Probably the best gathering of expats I've ever been to. It was just done, man, with so much class, man. The way you set that place out, man. People are still talking about that. I mean, it just don't get any better than that. I mean, my meet and greets are just to come together. You put on an event, man. You had the DJ, you had the open bar, you had it all. We're at the rooftop, swimming, everything. See, that was a party for real. He said Trump don't care about no green card. Yeah, but he gets a chance to add them numbers up, man. He's trying to catch Obama. Obama deported like 3 million. It's a record. Trump's trying to catch that. They trying to get 3,000 a week. He don't care. He said, did you see the body cam video of the Filipino who shot her neighbor because they complained about her noisy chickens in her backyard. Was it here that happened over in America? Hey, thanks, Tom. Yeah. Blizzard got good topics, man, but people don't want to. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to bring that stuff up. This is why I was talking about today. We don't want that personal responsibility. When you start talking about that, they'll push back. You know, they don't want that. He said, I wish I made that DeVal meet and greet. I had to cancel my flight there. Oh, man, it was so nice, man. He said, the name, America. He said, I told Cal that I'll host the one in Vietnam at 100,000. Yeah, well, it may be sooner. Man, if the algorithm has let go of me, guys, y'all don't understand. It had Sunshine Shoulders in shackles, man. I actually got it. I'm trying to think. Did I burned it, but see, here's the thing, Benny, what happened. And this is real talk. That my next door neighbors, they were burning a fire. You know, they were burning their trash. And I was like, I was going to the store and I saw the trash burn. I was like, damn, this would be a good time to burn my mega hat. So when he got the hat, threw it in there, and I'm talking and everything, guess what? The camera wasn't on. By the time I figured out the camera was on, the hat had burned all the way up. I mean, the camera wasn't on, it burned all the way up, man. But Paul's on here. He gave me the mega hat. It was the original mega hat, man. Yeah, the hat burned fast, man. I was sitting there giving it like because the fire was blazing over there. You know, I had my camera reached down, talking behind the camera and everything. And it burned up so quick. And when I realized, I was like, damn, I ain't got my camera on. Because sometimes you hit that thing and you think it's working. And it wasn't working. But at the same time, you know, we're in a political arena now. It's a lot of, crazies out there, man. You know, that mega hat was nothing. It was just a piece of cloth. But what it means to them, you know, that's the reason why I didn't do it when I said I was going to do it, because I got to thinking, I was like, it's a lot of extremists out here. You know, maybe, you know, you do that and that, you know, it might set somebody off in the wrong way, because I really don't have time for that, man. I'm just trying to enjoy, you know, my fourth quarter, man, the rest of my life, really. Yeah, it was made in China. Yeah, it was made in China, but this one was, he had wore this damn thing, you know, it was, you know, flimsy, and, you know, it had a lot of wear on it. He said, man, it's taking me 3 weeks to recover from my month trip there. Oh, man, what are you talking about? With everything included, plus the jet lag? I hear you. But yeah, guys, I got to get off here. Thank y'all so much for all your super chats, super stickers, all your thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders, man. I really mean it, man. I got an early Christmas gift. The algorithm released Sunshine Shoulders. And will I go back into purgatory? I don't know, but it released me, but that one video kicked through that algorithm. I pissed some people off, man, but a lot of people really could relate to it. It was a public service announcement, guys, that a lot of those women who really prefer white men, they're tired of waiting on those dating sites, and they're going for anybody now. And once they reel you in and get you whipped, and you take them home, they're going to run to who they really want. I don't want one man to have to go through that. Even if you're an older man, Even if you end up with a lesbian over here, who wants to go through all of that? Have their heart broke? Hey, thank you, Blizzard. Yeah, who wants to go through all of that? But the haters and the people with no content, they wanted to make the video to say that Filipinos don't like black men. And that Filipino and black man relationships don't work. I didn't say that. I never said that on my video. And remember, I'm talking about me and the experiences of other men. That's why I made the video. That there are women on those dating sites who really prefer a certain type. Whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're a woman. But you don't know because they don't wear the sign around their neck. They're just trying to get off that dating site and get to your country. And they'll do it on your back. They don't have no feelings about you, man. The struggle's real over here. We're the only ones. We're soft. We're the only ones that get emotionally entangled. It's business with them. And they'll hurt your feelings, man. They don't care nothing about you, man. That's just all I'm saying. I'm saying be leery. Be cautious. Know these women for who they really are. Hey, O'Shea Duke Jackson, thanks for that super chat. He said, Sunshine, let me react to this, big bro. You killing it with this series. Oh, yeah, you can. Go ahead. Because, I follow you, man. I don't have a problem with you. Remember, I told you. I'm a fan of yours, man. But yeah, guys, take care. I appreciate you, O'Shea. Y'all know who this is, don't y'all? This is the big boy. He's probably coming in on 1 million subscribers altogether with the channels he got. When he speaks, people listen. But yeah, man, do with it, man, what you want to do with it. I know you're going to do the right thing. But take care, y'all. I'll see y'all next time.